What's up guys, it's Dono. In this video I'm going to be talking about a few ways to pump up your delivery. I got a couple questions that are actually eerily similar, talking about how to break up the monotone voice and have a delivery that's more engaging. So let's go over a few ways to do that. So a lot of beginners will start recording and then listen to themselves back and wonder why it doesn't sound as good as other stuff that they've heard. One part of this could be that they're just not familiar with their voice. But for this video, I'm going to cover 4 of the top reasons that beginners don't sound like they have that much energy. The first reason that I see, and also the most common, is that people are not really projecting very much. You have to deliver with a lot of energy and kind of treat it like a performance, right? The problem is a lot of people are just kind of doing it to do it, and they don't have this performance and energy behind it, and that translates right into the microphone, and you can tell that they're not engaged. So if you're having problems with it, you want to pretend like you're performing in front of people. Pretend like you have to reach an audience that's out in front of you. If you want to perform, you have to perform. So speak from your diaphragm, use a little bit more power and energy, and you should see, an increase in your vocal power. The second problem that I see fairly frequently is not engaging emotionally in the right way. So what I mean by that is a lot of times people will write out these verses and then go to record them, but there's a disparity in what they've written and what they're actually feeling when they go onto the microphone. Most of the time when you wrote it, you're feeling some really powerful energy and emotions. But then when you go to record it, it's been a while, it's later, and you don't feel as fired up as you did before. Since you're not feeling that energy anymore, the lyrics don't come across that genuinely in your delivery. So to close this gap a little bit, you need to try to get yourself back in the zone that you were in when you wrote it. And if you weren't in the right emotional zone, so if it's like an angry track and you weren't even angry when you wrote it, you just need to start acting it up so that your energy and your inflection matches the tone of what you're saying. So whatever you have to do to get into that same state, do that before you start recording. If you got to jump around and scream to like get yourself amped up, then do it, because you need to match the emotional state of the song you're trying to create. And if you think it's just kind of a neutral song, you still need to come with a high level of energy and get yourself into a way that's engaging. It's the same way as if you, like I said before, are trying to entertain someone. If you're just sitting there talking normally and slowly and boring, that doesn't engage people's attention. Music is a type of performance, so you have to play it up a little bit and get the energy flowing. The next thing that I see rappers doing that just destroys their delivery is reading their lyrics. And the first thing that you guys are going to say is like, well, I saw so-and-so and they're famous and they read their lyrics and it sounds really good. Yeah, and they've been doing it for years and years and years and put in a ton of time. The problem is when you're reading it as a beginner, you're focusing so much attention on reading that you don't have enough attention to focus on how you're actually delivering. So since so much of your mind is tied up in reading the words, you don't have enough focus to pump up your energy. If you're having this problem, that's not a type of energy that comes to you naturally, so you need to be able to focus on it so you can do some of the previous steps. So to get around this, you need to start memorizing your verses. Once your verses are memorized, then you can just say the words and focus on how you're presenting them and delivering them. That'll let you start getting into the habits of having a good delivery so that eventually when you've had enough practice, you can just read like some of the other rappers do. The last thing that I wanted to touch on is messing with your equipment. I left this for the last because usually it's one of those other factors that's really kind of holding you back if it sounds like you have no energy. However, it could be the equipment. Depending on how your setup is, you might have it tweaked in a way that makes you sound a little bit more dead. It could even be something as simple as just not having your volume turned up enough. Again, I think those other factors are a lot more frequent. However, it's definitely worth getting more in tune with your equipment, kind of messing with what you can to see if you can bring your delivery to life a little bit more. That's all I've got for this video. As always, if you have any questions, comments, need anything, put it down in the box below. Beyond that, I've got a full 30-day course. You're more than welcome to check that out. That'll be down in the description. And I've got a website, rapbetter.com. It's got some more free resources for you guys to check out. Keep practicing, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the videos. And if you have any questions, comments, or topics you want me to cover, leave them down in the box below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. See you next time.